through the body until it is cycled through the entire system and released in the ducts. So that way, for some people, this area right here under the armpit is the most dangerous because they accumulate so much drainage and they have these big, huge knots. You're like, oh my God, I have cancer. Oh, go get a lymphatic massage. Most of the time, it's a lymphatic duct that has been overworked or overused, or too much has been pushed to the area.
So that causes the swelling sometimes.
It does.
What
you
about?
Can't see here, but you have lymph nodes behind the knee, right? You have lymph nodes
Behind the ear.
back here. And one of the major points, which gets affected by most people, is right here, right in the
Nasal.
nose area.
Oh, like in here.
Right.
Under the eyes.
Where your sinuses are,
Yeah.
it acts very similar. This is your sinus area,
Oh.
but it acts very similar. Your lymphatic system can make you very sick. Your lymphatic system is what's responsible for releasing all of the bacteria that you no longer need in your body that your bloodstream cannot push out because it's not designed to do that. A good example, when I was in massage school, of course, when you're in massage, you have to do all types of massage. So we had to receive a lymphatic massage. That was not the business.
How you receive
It's
it?
a real
Like what, they
specialty.
just on your arm?
So lymphatic massage is about it's very soft touches. It's not a lot of work on the body. And what they do is specific circular motions in certain areas on the body and wipes in certain areas in the direction of your drainage points. Right? So if you ever feel like you've got a buildup somewhere, you can just very gently rub in this direction. Very gently. Just rub in this direction. And when you're doing it, when you do it for real, you want it to be skin on skin because this friction is pushing your drainage, right? What you do on one side, you gotta do something else. Right? So you're pushing the drainage to the lymph duct, right? So now you're releasing this area. I can even feel the shifting happening while I'm doing it. What happened in massage with me when I was in school is we had to do the entire body. When we were done with class that day, I was nauseous. I was clammy. I was sweating profusely because that's what happens when your body is getting rid of what you don't need. Right? So the system that works when your body, this is a better one right here. The system that works when your body has the flu, while we're dealing with the virus, when you catch a cold, if someone walks by you and they sneeze and now you're sneezing, is your lymphatic and endocrine systems. These are the systems that are working simultaneously because they push the fluid and bacteria and viruses out of the body that you don't need.
But they only push when there's movement. They don't push by itself like you just said. They don't have a pump.
They do push by themselves, which is why we get sick. Because what we think is sickness is not sickness. It's your body doing the work. Sickness, illness, is when your body is incapable of healing itself. That's really sickness and illness. When your body when you get a fever, you're already in the healing process. When you're sneezing, you're repulsing what's in you and pushing it out. Your body's already going through the healing process. Right. So this system is always working because this is a part of your immune system. This is a part of your second line of immunodefense. The first line of immunodefense is your blood, which is why breathing is so essential because it keeps the blood going. The reason that the COVID virus was so successful is because the virus had you shackled to your bed. You don't want to move, you're stuck because it's making you not breathe. And when you can't breathe, you can't move because you're now no longer supplying energy to the body. Like Baba did an energy exercise with me over there using sun energy to visualize the sun coming up in a rising state, right? And then embracing the warmth, right? The part of the body that supplies you with warmth is your blood. So in order to keep the blood going and moving, we breathe. And this is why breathing is so essential for every single practice. If you're a massage, your therapist will ask you to breathe. If you get physical therapy, your therapist will ask you to breathe. When you're running track, your coach is going to tell you to breathe. When you're singing, you're guided to breathe. Because the breath is what fuels, charges, and guides the body with every action.
Okay, well said. But I'm going to go back to, you said that the lymphatic system does move on its own. I was told by one of my instructors at the gym that it only moves when you move, and trampoline, bouncing up and down on a trampoline is what is the most effective way to
What's
move
happening
it,
when you bounce on a trampoline?
because it gets the entire lymphatic system moving, the circulation.
Right, and how does that happen?
When you're jumping up and down, that's what they said. That's what
If
on a trampoline.
if you were to let someone bounce you up and down on the trampoline, you're not doing anything. Are your systems still working? There's something happening. Everything is a formula, right? So A plus B equals C. In order for the systems to move, you need something to be happening. Yes, your body is moving, and you're breathing. Right? We're jumping. The same effect as if you do jumping jacks.
Your body is going to be forced to breathe fast.
Right, and that breathing, your breathing is doing more than just oxygen gas is being taken in. Your muscles are moving. There's friction happening that you don't see, right? So that's what the bloodstream is assisting with, is the natural contracting and releasing of your muscles. Your muscles move whether you think about them or not. Whether you tell your leg to move or not, that's an action that you've guided. And when you're not thinking, your thigh muscles are still very, 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 very slightly moving because there's movement happening. Your blood is moving. Your nerves are interacting with the world around you, right? So what we're talking about here is on a more profound level. Your coaches at the gym, they're not going to go as deep with you, one, because they don't have time to go that deep, and two, because it's not what we call in their scope of practice.
Okay.
So to secure, which is something we deal with in the holistic world. In any healing or work on the body is scope of practice. Always have to be mindful of your scope of practice. The lymphatic system is not, it's just like your bloodstream. It really isn't going to move on its own. Your blood doesn't move on its own. Your heart moves your blood. Your breathing, assisting your lungs to pump blood up to the heart, to pump blood through the system, moves your blood. Right? Everything works with something. So I said there's always a formula. You can't only have the solution. There has to be a part of the equation to create the solution, to create what comes after the equal sign. But that's a very great point. And I didn't really know as much about the lymphatic system until I got to massage school. I knew very little, and I'm so grateful that I did. And I would attribute studying on your own to be the best teacher of your own body. Because you may be experiencing things, but you know that there's something there, but you just don't know what it is. And you do your research and you just find it. And then you ask questions. Find people who are studying, find people who know, and ask questions. And if they don't know, have them refer you to someone who knows. No one can do more for your body than you can do for yourself. Yes, Paul.
Now, I think with one of the exercises to help the lymphatic system is jumping rope.
Yes.
You know, Muhammad Ali, nobody could beat him. He was jumping the rope.
And what's happening, right? So if we're jumping rope, right? What's happening? I'm moving my arms. I'm moving my legs. So this area